There is approximately £1 billion worth of unclaimed carers allowance in the United Kingdom. That's a shocking statistic. Even more shocking is the number of people who are carers, either full-time or part-time in the United Kingdom. The numbers are approximately 7 million. In this video, I'm going to outline what carers allowance is, what the general eligibility criteria are, share also some stats about carers, and also provide you some links to some very useful resources. So if you're in that situation where you are either a full-time carer, juggling work and caring responsibilities, and that's a growing number, then I'll pinpoint some resources to help you in that very challenging situation that you might find yourself in. Hi folks, welcome to another weekly episode of I Hate Numbers. Get closer to your numbers, increase your financial understanding, improve your money mindset, help your business make more money, save tax and time. What a wonderful combination that is. Now, in this particular video today, to help nearly 7 million carers in there, of which over 1 million are full-time carers, and I think it's really important that you access that modest financial support there actually is. Let's talk about, first of all, what the eligibility criteria is in order to be able to claim carers allowance in the United Kingdom. First of all, you've got to be over 16. You can't be in full-time education. You've got to be looking after somebody for at least 35 hours a week, and your earnings mustn't be more than £128 a week on average after tax and after expenses. That's not a great deal amount of money here, and the actual hourly rate works out to be £1.91 per hour. However, it is still there, it's still being unclaimed, so it's worthwhile to actually make that claim if you fit that criteria. In addition, the person that you're looking after, and it can be more than one person, must be in receipt of benefit, whether that's for disability living allowance, attendant allowance, or PIP. There are other benefits also within that umbrella. Please check the show notes for further detail. Now, if you meet that criteria and you can backdate the claim by up to 3 months, then it's worthwhile making the claim. Now, even if you do not qualify on financial grounds because you might have other income like a private or a state pension, and therefore you are disallowed there, you may be entitled to other benefits. The actual allowance itself is very modest, and that's putting it mildly. A full-time carer will cost on average just under £20,000 a year. Bear in mind that the carers allowance is equivalent to just over £3,500. That's saving the UK economy over £132 billion worth of money, and that's more than the NHS budget itself. Now, some other stats and other information that's really important here to bear in mind is that if you do get carers allowance and you qualify, remember it's got to be a minimum 35 hours a week that you're spending. It's also, you can't be in full-time education, and the sad thing is nearly 160,000 plus people who are carers are children. They won't qualify for any financial support. Now, there are additional top-ups that you can get, so you can be in receipt of carers allowance, and you could also claim a top-up under universal credit. There may be other benefits that you can access. Again, the devil is in the detail, because claiming carers allowance may also impact on the benefit that the person that you're looking after counts. You don't get 60 odd quid for each person. The actual sum of the carers allowance is around about just under £68 per week. So as I said, not a fortune, hourly rate £1.90 odd, but it's there, it's unclaimed, and it helps, goes into the household coffers. Now, also bear in mind that there are reporting requirements under this here. So once you've made the application, and you can go back 3 months, once you've submitted it and you are on receipt of a carers allowance, if your earnings position actually changes, so maybe you've got a part-time job, then you've got to make sure that you inform DWP accordingly. HMRC, by the way, will typically share that information with DWP, and there is always the possibility that you may have that clawed back from you. The income, by the way, is also taxable, so when combined with other income, the unfair situation may be that you might have to pay a slice of tax on that. Other things to bear in mind: there are some great organisations out there who support people in the carers industry. I've got some of this information when I was doing the research from Carers UK. Some other facts to bear in mind, by the way, folks, and I wasn't fully aware of this myself. Effectively, many people, on average about 6,000 people a day, are having to give up work because they're trying to juggle work and also caring for somebody who's ill or got a disability. We're finding out that the actual numbers are increasing, and it's estimated that by the time we get to 2037, there's going to be well over 13 million people who are going to be carers. On average, a person spends on average 50 hours a week looking after somebody who needs to be cared for. Now, if you found this video useful, if you know somebody who's taken on a caring responsibility, if you yourself are in that situation, please, please, please check the show note for the links, tap in and make that claim accordingly. It's not going to alleviate you of any responsibilities and the pressure that you have on your time and that caring vocational thing, but it's also going to be a financial input that you can tap into there as well. If you know somebody else who's in that situation, please share the video with them. I hope you found this video useful, folks, and until next week, have a wonderful week.